Also, hello, Internet. I am 2 hours late. That's fine. We'll just do a quicker stream. I said I was gonna stream, so I strommed it. I did the...
English is hard.
English isn't... English... No offense, Tenchi, but your language kind of fucking sucks.
I mean, I think England sucks as a whole, but
Well,
that's
I
just
mean...
me.
You're not... I mean, I don't disagree. But, yeah. We're here. We don't know what we're doing. I'll be more organized tomorrow, but I wanted to help my family run errands, so I got home late. I don't have to explain myself to you guys. Sleep Pinery. No, I do. But yeah, so that's a thing.
Explain yourself, streamer.
Explain yourself, streamer. Hey, streamer. God, that's a joke from Noble Tofu's community. He like gives some of the viewers sass when they're rude to him. It's this running gag. I'm not big enough to actually use it because nobody usually makes trouble. Everyone.
I make trouble all the time.
Oh, fuck you. Shut up. You're fine. Yes, I have no idea what we want to play. We could do the hunting game. We could do... Oh god, we can do so many things. And, like, I'm not feeling...
Many video games.
What'd you say? I still didn't hear you.
Too many video games.
I mean... Yeah.
First world problems.
Yeah, oh god. Ugh. Because I know you're not going to make this decision.
Nope.
God damn it. Sometimes I wish you would. You know what we'll do?
What's that?
I don't know.
I mean, hell, I could just bring up a bunch of bloody creepypastas and we could have like a campfire story.
God, we should do that come October. That'd be so fun.
Yeah.
Oh man. Fuck. God damn it. I don't know what
Dude,
I want.
I want to do that now.
Honestly, we could. Oh, that would be cool. We could like read them together.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, no. We're gonna do story time. I'm changing the title of this. I'm doing what dash story time with Bork and RadDad.
Bork and RadDad.
It's what some would have wanted.
What so?
Alright, you're finding it and we'll read it together, yeah?
Yeah, I know a really creepy one.
Ooh. Yeah, this is good for like a short stream.
Yeah.
Also, I should like get the fancy fucking spooky desktop thingy up. Well, that requires me to decide which one is spooky. Cause I have the
There you go.
Ah! So many fucking notifications at once. The Goatman story. Alright, let me open it on the other thingy so that I can... Because I only have one desktop on this computer. And I don't fucking... I wish I had more, because then I'd be able to not juggle entire computers.
All of the windows.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. If I do that, then I need to move this away so that I can see chat. Because I can't see chat otherwise. There we go. Hey, young lord. Alright, so let me find this.
Hey, yo.
This thingy here. Nah, that one's too satanic.
What?
You wanna see it? Oh,
No. Let me see.
God fucking, really? Alright. Fine.
But it's pretty.
I mean,
think it must be. Let me see it.
look at stream. Look at stream. It's this. Too satanic? What do you want for my life? God damn it.
I mean, it is a Goatman story, so.
Oh, you know what? Fuck it then. We'll leave it up. Keep it. I really like it. I'm just scared that like new people will come in and be like, "The fuck corner of Twitch did I go?"
That we had now.
And just go, "Oh no." But it's off center. It's because my whole desktop is off center. I can't actually do anything about that. Aside from just chopping off even more of my screen, and I don't want to do that. Alright. So, yeah, we're gonna do story time with Bork and RadDad. These are gonna be spooky stories. Cause this is gonna be a shorter stream. So how do we want to do this, Tenchi? Cause we're gonna read this together.
I don't know. I was thinking about, like, I could do the voices and you could read, or something like that.
Yeah, or if my voice gets tired, I'll be like, you take over, and then I'll do the voices and you'll read.
Yeah, we'll just flip-flop. We'll wing it.
We'll wing
It'll
it.
be winged.
Alright, so, the link to the story, in case you want to read along, I'm gonna put in chat. It's on creepypasta.fandom.com/wiki/Anansi. Am I pronouncing that good?
Anasi's goat. Yeah, I think it's Anasi.
Anasi %27s _Goatman _story. No, I'm not gonna read my book on Twitch. Because
You could do that.
I mean, I could, but like
one day.
One day. The thing is,
When it's
finished, but also terms of service.
Oh, right. Yeah, maybe.
Like
maybe
I can't read chapter 31 on stream because that's gonna be problems.
that might be problems.
Yeah.
We might have small issues with it.
Yeah, but I mean, if someone wanted to pay me for an audiobook, that could be your way of getting fucking $50 out of. It's so overpriced. I don't know why you'd want to, but there was talk. All right, so this is the story. Also, you know what I'm gonna do? Real quick, I'm gonna change the music. Does anyone have any creepy music? Oh, I know.
You could put on some witch house.
Oh, that would be a good idea, wouldn't it? You have a particular song in mind?
No, I gave you that playlist a while back.
You gave me so many playlists. Dude. I mean, I think I know which one you're talking about. Alright, let me... Oh, what's a good one? Oof. Oh, I know one. I'm gonna be shocked if it shows up. It did not.
Oh dear.
I'm gonna find it. You know I think it said like PAWS, right? Do you have the link to how to fucking make the characters to make that fucking shit? This is the problem with Witch House, because you try to say the artist's name and you can't fucking do it with a normal keyboard.
Look at the lineup in the actual description below.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Hopefully it doesn't autoplay, which it's definitely going to. Ooh, Airshade. I'm a keep this one for myself, actually. Said nobody was surprised ever. Yeah, let me put that there. No, it's not. It's not here, Lupinery. God damn it. I mean, this should work. I'm just worried about lyrics. Wait, there's a Witch House remix for Sierra Leone?
Yee.
Hold the presses. I gotta hear what that sounds like. I don't even care if it's on stream. Hold on.
Jeez, wonders and bloody thoughts so.
Yeah, we're doing this. I love this song. The fact that there's a Witch House remix. Okay. And I'll switch it when I get sick of it. I just put it on loop for now. Sue me. Alright. Here we go. Are we ready?
Yeah.
What is love is a spooky song? Alright. Sure. Here's my story. Actually, how is this mixing? It could be lowered a tad.
Yeah, I think it's lower a bit.
Yeah. That should be good. And I'll raise it on my hardware. There we go. Yes, I know it looks like shit. I'll put it back. There we go. Here's my story. Be 16. Be black and have a family down in Alabama. They farm and own a huge amount of land down in Huntsville. Uncle owns a big house and a bunch of trailers they put out in the woods for hunting and camping. Down south, cousins suggest that we go there to camp. No, English. No, I'm a city kid from Chicago, so they tease the fuck out of me. Collect food, kill a pig and some chickens, and bring the necessities to camp out for a few days. We get to the camp and it's obvious something is weird. Air has this thick, electric smell like right before a storm, like ozone. We think nothing of it, and unpack and go down to the little creek to swim for a few hours. All of a sudden, some older white guy and a white teenager comes out of the bushes. He has a shotgun in the crook of his arm and says hello and asks us what we're doing this far back in the woods. I tell him about my uncle, who he knows, and say we're camping out. He tells us we need to be real careful out here and stick together. There's a big animal in the woods. His son, who is my age, asks if he can stay and hang out with us. He says okay. I'm gonna stop green texting because the story is fairly long and the format is harder to write in. Thank fuck!
Yeah. That's what I thought when I first read it.
Because it's hard as hell to read in. I was just like, Jesus Christ, if I have to read in your fucking broken English for the whole goddamn time, we're gonna have fucking problems, dude. Wait, what is this? Oh, that's nothing. I got a Discord notification that creeped me out. There we go. So we end up playing football. Dicking around with me, there's the white kid Tanner, 5 of my cousins, and then 4 of their friends. In total, there were 5 girls and 6 boys. We were all around 15, 17.
That's very important to the story.
What? The ratio of females to males?
Yep, there are 5 girls and 6 boys.
Oh,
in this
that's pentagram stuff, isn't
group. We'll see.
it? Isn't the pentagram supposed to be upside down? It depends on where you're standing in relation to the bottom of the pentagram. Okay, so we end up dicking the day away, so we head back to camp and pulling out some stuff at the campfire, even though the trailers both had kitchenettes. Tanner says his family's property sits up against my uncle's. He wants to run home and ask his dad if he can come out camping with us. My cousin Rooster... Wait, Rooster?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tanner and Rooster, these names are quite...
Okay. My cousin Rooster says he's going to go with him since it's going to get dark soon. One of the girls also wants to tag along. It's about 7 o'clock, and it's starting to get pretty dark. They take flashlights and take the trail towards... How many T's do you need in a row? Take the trail toward Tan's property. The rest of us chill. We make s'mores, drink, and kiss on the girls. About 30 or 40 minutes later, there's the smell of ozone again. You could smell it over the smell of the fire we had started. This really nasty, coppery smell. Like right after you've had a nosebleed and it stopped. It wasn't exactly like dried blood, but it was that nasty, metallic, back-of-your-throat smell. We instantly think that there's some kind of electrical malfunction, or someone's left a hot plate on or some shit. We search the trailers and nothing's on, and we can all smell it. All of a sudden, we hear people booking down the path toward us. And Rooster and Tan and the girl all come running into the clearing, out of breath. Note, there's no, they don't bother to give the girl a name. It's just the girl.
The girl.
Also, hey Carolina Hunter, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. It's gonna be a shorter stream today. We're just reading spooky stories. Yeah, just chilling. Yeah, that annoys me. Not for any, feminist reason. It's just it's just the girl is annoying to read. And they don't even break stride. They all run into the trailer, right by where the fire is. We all get the fuck out of there and into the trailers. They end up calming down, even Rooster's crying his fucking eyes out at this point. All the while, the fire is getting low. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Ragnarok. Motherfucker. Where was I? Even Rooster's crying his fucking eyes out at this point. All the while, the fire is guttering? Is that meant to be getting, Tenshi?
Yeah, it's meant to be gay.
Okay, because I was like, what the fuck does guttering mean in this context? Getting lower and lower. So my cousins say fuck it and are about to go outside to get the generator out of the shed between the trailers. Tanner goes, fuck no, lock the front door, ain't no one else going outside. He's been crying. Oh fuck, I read your line. Shit. Sorry, Tenshi.
Oh, fuck no, lock the front door. Ain't nobody's coming out, so coming inside.
Thanks,
Going
dude.
outside.
He's been crying too, and his eyes are bloodshot and puffy, and his pants are dirty as shit. Well, gee, I wonder why. He goes on to tell...
Because they're redneck. That's not to do with anything in the story. They're just rednecks. He just shit his pants. It's commonplace.
No, yeah. He goes on to tell us that they went up to his house. His father said sure, he could go out camping, but just to make sure they were careful on the way back. And that maybe they should take one of the hunting rifles, just in case. Evidently, Tanner had seen something in their yard a few days before. One of their pigs had come up, ripped up and half-eaten. They assumed it was just some big cats or coyotes, even though they don't usually fuck with live animals. Oh, a coyote would totally. And a cougar, they're fearless, so that's not... I mean, okay. Oh, okay, Alabama, but they would. He'd gone upstairs and packed his stuff and told his dad that they would be okay. without the rifle because coyotes avoid people. Depends on where you are in the country. Live fact checking with Wolfie.
I wanted this to happen.
I figured. So they started walking back toward where they were camping. So Rooster finally stops crying and shaking. The girl already had. Well, of course she did. But she was just staring out the window with a dumb look on her face.
Of course she's got more balls than the guy.
All the more balls, but none of the name.
50% more of the balls.
50% more balls, 50% less name. Staring out the window. He said they had gotten halfway into the woods toward the camp when they started to hear shit in the forest. It was almost pitch black by this time, so they weren't sure at first what the fuck it was. The girl says that she heard something in the bushes right off the trail, and they all beamed their flashlights over there. And there was someone standing back in the woods in a little hollow. Rooster said they shouted at him and told him that he was scaring the fuck out of them and what a dick he was. As you do. You want to take over for a little?
Yeah, I can do it. He says that's when he realized that the guy was facing away from them. So they kept walking, and they started to smell a nasty coppery ozone smell. They say that they look off into the forest on the opposite side, and it's a dude standing in the forest, backwards slightly closer to the back. So now they start power walking, and Tan keeps going, I should have taken that fucking rifle. Oh,
I can do it if you want.
Yee.
I should have taken that fucking rifle.
As they are telling the story, the smell is still super strong, even inside the camp. They say that after they started walking closer, a kind of low gibbering had started coming from both sides of the wood, and they started looking back into the trail. And the girl said she had flashed her flashlight into the woods to the side of them, and had seen something jerking itself through the woods.
That is not what I read the first time. Okay, go on.
Just an old homeless dude jerking it in the woods, clearly.
Also, someone who wrote the story was clearly told by some English teacher that alliteration was something to gun for, and I don't think they were right.
The gibbering got louder and louder, and when they could see the light from the campfire, something had come out of the woods about 40 yards behind them into the trailer. And then they had just flat out run as fast as they could inside the trailer. So we're out in the fucking woods, and we're all assuming at a point that it's the rednecks or some shit trying to fuck. All of a sudden, my other cousin, Junior, started to go on about how he went to... It's another male! Another male is being named in this story before.
Also, his name is Junior? So
Yeah.
we have Rooster, we have Junior, we have Nameless Girl. Okay.
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 Starts going on about how he went to school with a native kid that was telling him about a goat man or some shit. We promptly tell him to shut the fuck up because we don't need any spooky talk right now.
Okay. Fact check with Wolfie. Goats are not, unless we're talking mountain goats, which are not native to Alabama, there are no real goats that are indigenous to Alabama.
No, there really aren't, especially not goat men.
That's like
That's
not a
usual
facet
story.
of Native American mythology in any tribe that I know about. So
He just keeps going on
he just
and
has.
on about.
I'm rating that one a pants on fire, but go on.
He just keeps going on and on about how it's the fucking goat man and we're in the middle of the woods and blah 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 blah. Now at this time I've had enough of this goat man or any of that. But a couple of years ago, the year before I graduated from college, I had a
Menom?
for a movement that ended up asking about it. And to
Quickly
sum it up,
googling
it's
what a menom is.
yeah. And basically a fucking man with a head of goat, and he can shapeshift and he gets among groups of people to terrorize them.
The Menominee are a federally recognized nation of Native Americans.
Oh.
That's Menominee. They're from Wisconsin.
Menominee.
Do-do-do-do. Yeah, but that's the only thing that comes up when I type in Menom. Let me try just Menom space.
I think it's
no,
that. I think
it
he's
is
saying.
Menom. Yeah, it's another tribe.
Yeah, I think he's just saying he had another roommate that was a Native American and basically was telling him the same.
Oh,
Just to
right,
fuck with
because
him.
this dude is from Chicago, which is right next to Michigan. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that checks out.
It is also supposed to be some kind of Wendigo. It's bad mojo to even talk about it, and even worse if you see it.
Oh,
Keep in
boy,
mind, I
Wendigos
didn't know
again.
back when I was 6. So my cousin is going,
Oh, shit, that's me. The Goatman's gonna get in and fucking get us.
the girls are all terrified, and my cousins are all fucking trying to figure out if it's just some hillbillies or if it's some animal. So all of a sudden, the smell just goes away. Like to this day, I've never experienced anything like it. Like usually, smell fades away or it lessens. It was literally one there, 1 second, and then not there, the next. So it's an hour after, making it around 9 or 10. And we stopped shitting bricks enough to finally go back outside and stoke the fire again. We really do figure it's just some assholes trying to fuck with us. So we don't go back home, because we think if we do, they'll chase us through the woods or some other crazy shit. Nothing else happens weird that night. We stay another night, and for the main part of the night, nothing happens. At about 1 in the morning, we're outside getting drunk and telling ghost stories.
Ah, yes, because getting drunk is exactly what you want to do when sketchy shit's going on.
Right, let's just inebriate ourselves and you know, get ourselves caught out in the woods drunk with all these people that are trying to fuck with us. That seems like a swell idea.
Seems like a perfect plan. Sorry, I just had to interject.
Oh no, please do. It makes it so much more amusing. As somebody is fishing for 2 spooky stories, I don't remember what about, the smell comes back.
Too
So
spooky is copyright neutral creepypasta.
It could just bring that in. Why not mention something else? It's so fucking strong that one of the girls literally starts vomiting. Not the alcohol, it's the drugs.
Of course. I stand up, and you can actually feel how clammy the air is. I say we should get back inside, and this isn't right. We should have just fucking left. We all go back inside, and we're standing around. My cousin just keeps going on about how it's the Goatman. My cousin Rooster tries to shut him the fuck up, and all while I'm just feeling that something is wrong. But I can't figure out what the fuck it is. We end up sitting there for a while. The smell is just as strong, and we're terrified and all huddled in this camper. We end up cooking brats for every... Brats?
Brats is like it's an American dish. It's not just like they got a load of babies and started.
Oh, okay.
It's sausages, bratwurst sausages.
Oh, bratwurst. Okay, that's a regional thing. 'Cause
Yeah, that's a regional thing.
up north where my ass is at, where I'm like, the fuck is a brat? Alright. We end up cooking brats for everyone because no one wants to go outside. It's one of those packs with 4 brats. Oh, there we go. We have a total of 3 packs. I grill them up on the stove and give everyone a hot dog. There we go. I get mine. After a while, when my cousin gets up and goes over to the pot to get another one. Starts grumbling about how I get 2 brats and everyone else gets 1. I look at him like he's fucking stupid. I tell them that everyone only got 1 because there's only 12 brats. And if he wants more, he should open up a new pack and cook some more. That's when the girl that had been out with Rooster, who still doesn't have a name, and Tan starts screaming, "Oh Jesus! Oh, whoops! You go."
Oh Jesus! Oh Lord! Get out!
She's
Be gone in the name of Christ!
She's crying and shivering, and it dawns on the cousin standing up. What the fuck is wrong? Me and him both glance around the room, and I feel my heart fucking sink. We run the fuck out of the cabin, and the girl runs out with us. Trailer doors banging against the side of the trailer as everyone books it out of the cabin. One of my cousins asks us what the fuck is wrong. Start counting us. There's only 11 now.
Remember, because there are only 5 girls and 6. So
5
if
plus
everybody
6 equals 11, though.
yes, so if everybody got a hot dog, why is there not?
Wait. So there were 12 hot dogs and 11 people.
Hmm?
But there started out with 11 people. Was he counting himself?
Yes, he was as well. There are only 11 people. So
'Cause they were
carry
only-
on.
If he wants more, wait a second. He starts grumbling about how I get 2 and everyone else gets 1. Everyone only got 1 because there were only 12. Wait, but that doesn't mathematically make sense. So did he have 2?
No, he did. It's part of the story. It's part of why it's creepy.
Okay, there's only 11 now. But there was 11 to begin with. Were we supposed to forget that there were only 11 people starting out?
No, it's part of the story.
Oh, you have a line.
I shit you not.
My cousin verified. There had been 12 people. There had been 12 people in the cabin, but being that everyone didn't really know each other well, no one had really noticed the whole fucking time that there was an extra person. Oh. And then I realized earlier that we'd noticed something was off. You know how when you're just dicking around having a good time that you don't sweat the small shit? And then you always keep track of certain stuff? Sorry, and that you don't always keep track of certain stuff because these people
Unless
are
you're
not
us.
me. I'm dead sure that someone else had been in the trailer with us, and that they'd been there for at least a fucking day eating with us. What makes it worse is I could figure out which one it was because I don't think everyone actually interacted with the other person / the Goatman. Why are they assuming? Okay.
It's just some redneck, but they're just assuming that it's this like.
This Goatman. The girl kept praying to Jesus, and we're all sitting outside. Eventually, we get the big ass sticks to go back into the cabin. But there's no one there. We count again. There's 11 people. Go back to the trailer and lock the door. We explain what the fuck happened, and the girl says that she realized too. That when he was about to say something, the person sitting next to her had grabbed her leg and leaned over toward her and said something she couldn't understand. So we're pretty much scared as fuck as we huddle together, and I fall asleep. You know, as you do when you're scared as fuck.
As you do, you know, just.
No, you don't
just-
stay awake. No, I'm scared as I've ever been in my entire life. I'm gonna take a nap, peace. What?
Fuck all your redneck problems. I've got a sleep schedule.
I need
stick
my
to it.
beauty sleep. God. Jesus Christ. When I wake up, the sun is just coming up and half the people are asleep and the other half are packing our shit up. I'm assuming this is out of the 5 and 5 remaining people that isn't him. Unless half a
he's
person
asleep.
is half asleep and half packing. Because 11 divided by 2 is not a number. We all want to walk back home, but now I'm being really nitpicky. We all want to walk back home, but like 4 people, like 4, there are 11 of you. You can't count. It's approximately 4 people. Want to stay until the sun is all the way up. And some people think we're just fucking around and still want to stay at the trailers. I just want to get the fuck out of the woods. The girl's name, she has one.
Oh, she finally has a name.
The girl's name was Kira, the one that the Goatman had touched. Anyway, I asked her if she really thinks it was something bad, and she keeps saying that she just wants to go home and she doesn't want to be out in the woods alone for another night. So we decided to split up. Because that's a
course.
great idea.
Because when has that ever gone bad?
The 4 that want to go can go, but I have to stay because I have the keys to the cabin. It's my uncle's and I have to lock up. I'm super pissed at this point because I feel like people aren't taking this shit seriously, and I definitely didn't want to be out in the night. English. And I definitely didn't want to be out in the woods for another night. spend the rest of my day trying to convince the rest of the people, now 4 girls and 4 guys, 8, to get the fuck out of Dodge. Tanner leaves with them to go get a rifle, then says he's gonna be back. So there are just 7 of us left by 4 p.m. Right, minus Tanner. I'm doing math now. At around 5 p.m. he hasn't made it back yet. We're getting extremely fucking antsy. The only reason I stopped begging them to go back was because he went to go get a gun. It's about 5:30 or so, when the one cousin that did stay says that the girl Kira's outside. We look outside, and sure enough, she's standing by the fire pit with her back to the cabin. I'm thinking to myself, if she's so fucking scared, why the hell should she come back? And I get this nasty feeling in my gut. Keeping in mind the whole coppery smell's been gone. Now I realize I can smell just a twinge of it. I say this to the rest of them and everyone. And these are people that wanted to stay in the fucking woods after we had the goddamn Goatman in our midst. He's laughing at me and asking if I set this up to scare them. Looking at them like,
I'm not fucking bullshitting you all right now.
I asked them why the fuck I would play like that. And one of the girls goes outside to get Kira. She's halfway to her and stops cold. Kira starts heaving. I don't know how the fuck to describe it. It's sort of like if someone with their back turned was laughing without actually making any sound. It's this fact that made me realize there wasn't a fucking sound in the whole woods. It was dead silent. This was like later in September, so it was still fairly hot at the time. But it was super chilly some days too. You can usually hear the big ass geese honking or some kind of birds or squirrels chit-chatting.
Did you see McSquizzy's nuts?
So I step out the door and tell her to come back in the fucking trailer right goddamn now. She stands back up to the trailer and we lock the fucking door. We pull down all the shades except one and put a guy there in a chair to watch her. She stands there for like another 20 minutes or so. The guy turns to say that she's still there, and then there's a huge bang on the door. We all jump up and scramble around the living room of the trailer. Banging is super fucking loud. So now my cousin is holding one of the girls and the other 2 are kind of giggling with nervous laughter. And me and the other 2 guys are shitting bricks with an X. Then we hear Tan. He's screaming.
Let me the fuck in. Stop playing around.
So we go over to the door and open it. And he stumbles in with a rifle. There's nobody else outside. You. You!
Evidently, he had just walked up to the campsite. Nothing weird had happened in the forest, but he had seen a girl. Mind you, he said it was not Kiera standing there. When he'd gotten to the edge of the clearing, she had turned towards him with a slack-jawed look and just stared him down, slowly tracking him as he walked from the outside of the clearing towards the camp. He said it wasn't till he was almost halfway to the trailer that he realized that she was getting closer to him. They had started off by the fire, and without him even seeing her move, she had been turning, inching closer. He said that he just ran the rest of the way back to the cabin without thinking it would open, and when he got to the door and it was locked, he turned, and it was about half the distance to the door. He looked around the room and then gets super pale, pulls me to the side and whispers in my ear,
You know there are only 7 of us here, right?
I get that feeling when your stomach drops to your nuts. He'd been back inside the trailer when we were sorting out who was going where. And then we were all outside to talk earlier in the day. It had just slipped right back in. We looked out the window and there was nobody out there. So we recount everybody and basically go over and ask how many people were here earlier. And everybody says 8.
Well, how many people are in there now?
They all do the count and realize there are only 7 people now in the cabin. Satan had brought back a couple of boxes of ammo and his rifle, and he had told his dad that there was some kind of animal in the forest, because he really didn't think his dad would believe him if he said it was a goat man. He said that his cousin is supposed to be coming down in a few hours, and in the morning we can all go back to his place, and the cousin will drive us home. Now I'm really fucking terrified. But at least feel better because we can be American and shoot the fuck out about whatever it comes if it comes back. And that's actually written down. I'm not saying that as a British person.
No, it's there. Can confirm it says that.
But then my cousin gets into a huge argument with one of the girls because she thinks that I'm trying to be funny and prank them. She's getting really scared and that I'm not funny. And he keeps telling her I'm not that kind of person. And
well, how do we know the girl wasn't just fucking Tanner in a wig? Or if it really is the Goatman, how do we know that this is the real Tanner and that the Goatman didn't just kill Tanner in the woods and take his gun?
So we get into a huge argument about this, where me and Tanner
We could seriously be in danger because at least someone has been sneaking themselves into our fucking trailer without us knowing and mingling with us. And at worst, something bad is in the forest fucking with us.
One of the girls is crying and saying she wants to go right now. And we're trying to tell her we shouldn't, because none of us are working through the woods in the middle of the night. At this point, the sun is starting to go down, and it's getting a little cloudy out. We eat something and turn on the radio for a while. We can't really get a station out here with anything decent.
That's because
So
you
we
don't
turn
have
it on.
Tenchi.
It's because you don't have me. I'd be able to get all kinds of stuff. So we turn it off at the time that Tan's cousin showed up. He was like 19, I think.
That's
At this
2
point-
years older.
Yeah. At this point, the sun is barely over the horizon, and he has one of those heavy-duty lantern flashlights and another rifle. He walks up to the trailer and whispers to Tan, making sure that it is his cousin. He says yes. The guy looks behind him and all around the camp, and he walks in. He kind of glances at us all, looking a bit confused. He says,
Where's your other little buddy at? I figured she would meet me up at the cabin. Is she a little slow or something?
he asks whether we've been cooking blood in the cabin because it smelled like blood and hot pans all the way up the trail. And we are like,
Nope.
and we ask him what the fuck he's talking about with the girl that he saw.
Me? Okay. He'd come down the same trail Tan had been using, and he'd come up on one of you guys' buddies. I think that's my line?
Yeah, I think that's incorrect.
Okay. Standing in the middle of the trail, looking at him slack-jawed. He asked her a bunch of questions, but all she did was just look at him. Then she smiled at him and said he just kept walking. She couldn't seem to keep up with him and kept lagging a little behind him. He said he asked her if she was hurt or something, if she needed any help. But she continued to stare. Eventually, he'd been walking and turned around a bend in the trail. When he turned and went back to see if she was okay, the trail was empty. He had assumed she had taken some sort of shortcut to the woods to our trailer. We tell him the whole story of what's been going on. I half expected him to say we're all full of shit, but he just listened and then sat down on the couches in the living room. Couches, not crouches. Tanner's cousin gets back to the girl. He says,
Sorry, I've just got this image of him like Slav squatting. on the
yeah,
fucking-
I had that too, and that's when I was just like, did I read this wrong? Tanner's cousin gets back to the girl. He says when she had kept trying to lag behind him, it had kind of weirded him the fuck out. I keep hearing like a dog.
Yeah, me too. Is that coming from your end?
No, I don't have anything that would make that noise.
No, me neither.
Great.
I'm on push to talk. Okay, so we're just hearing dogs now. This is great.
Chat, are you hearing like it's like a little whine, right? It's like a yeah, you hear it too.
Oh, absolutely, I hear that. As far as I can tell, that
That's
I'm on push.
so that's gotta be on my end, but I have nothing that would make that noise. Ah, fucking shit, dude.
Creepy stories.
There's nothing here. There's nothing out of the ordinary around me. Like, fucking, god damn it. Really? Okay, at least you're hearing it too, so it
Oh no, you're not crazy. I'm definitely. It's
Okay.
probably just an animal outside, honestly.
yeah, probably. I don't know, I've been hearing shit lately. I just had to like confirm because it's like the third or fourth time I've heard it, and I'm just like, okay, what is this?
Yeah, no, it's definitely been about like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah, like it's been a couple times.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be that like metal is rubbing up against metal or something, because it is humid, so maybe that's just shit.
Could
like,
just be the house settling.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It could be whatever.
X-File theme tune, please.
Do-do-do-do.
Do you want me to continue, or do you want to?
If you want to, I'm fine with whatever. You sound like you can talk. You can take over.
I don't know where we're at. Where would you stop?
Oh fuck shit. Tanner's cousin gets back to the girl. He says when she had kept trying to lag behind him, it kind of weirded him out. So he tried to keep her in front of him.
But no matter how slow he walked, she was always lagging a little behind. And he smelled this nasty smell. He got stronger as he got to the camp. Eventually it got really strong. She had said something really low that he didn't catch, and that's when he had turned around. She'd been right the fuck on him, and he stepped back from her. It was at this point he asked her if she was okay, and if she wasn't, him to carry her back the rest of the way, and she just kept staring. He said he reached out to her as if to grab her on the shoulder, but he must have misjudged the distance, because she was off to the side where he'd put his hand, like she had moved when he was looking dead at her. So at this point, we know this shit's real. Unless Tan is playing a joke, in which we can tell he's not, because he's almost pissing his pants next to me. So they load up their rifles and we go eat some more. Because, you know, as you do, that's the first thing you think of. Just like, we're in basically Satan's playground, and there's something fucking with us. Let's eat.
Wanna grab a burger?
Good eating.
Yeah.
Guns. Good eating and guns.
I mean, we can't take on Satan with an empty stomach.
So we just kind of sit around until about 11. So this fucking day, every time I think about this, I really pray to God that it was a huge fucking prank that my cousin played on me and just never revealed, so I'd shit myself for the rest. At around 11, the stink of copper turns into an actually gross, nasty blood-like smell. The cooking blood or singed hair. Tan and his cousin Reese get the fuck up instantly and grab the rifles. You do know that a plant in this country actually has a smell like that when
it's the corpse plant, right?
I genuinely don't remember. I think so, but it's like
a plant
it
that when
smells
it blossoms, it smells like rotting flesh.
Rotting flesh, yeah. So to them to not smell it and then smell it every now and again, it's probably because these flowers are blooming, and then obviously the smell dissipates.
Yeah.
And then there's another one. But anyway, there's like this half knocking, half clawing at the door, and I shit you not, there's this voice, and it sounds like when you watch those YouTube cats and dogs whose owners teach them how to, in quotes, talk, and it says in a halting, really weirded tone.
Let me the fucking stop fucking playing.
It made my fucking nuts creep inside my body. That's a line. And one of the girls just started crying and calling her. It was so fucking obvious it was not a person talking. It didn't have the right cadence. There's some shit that I never realized until that moment.
That is definitely coming from my... That's not my house. That's coming from my earphones.
It's coming from your earphones?
Yeah, that's not in my house.
That was loud. I even picked up on the mic. Like, that was like...
That was from my end? Really?
Yeah, no, that was definitely from your end.
Hold on.
Your light even flashed.
That's... Okay, that's no good. What's going on here? Really? Are you... You're not fucking with me, are you?
I'm not fucking with you. You heard that as well, didn't you?
I did. That's why I stopped you, and I was like, okay, what is this?
That was so loud though. That even appeared on the Discord, like your little like, because I've got I've got the stream up and I've got the thing up. Your actual little like ring went green. So unless I heard that through your headphones on the mic, which would have been a very loud sound.
Well, yeah, that would be pretty loud. So I'm gonna.
Is it on the music?
Well, are you listening to what I'm listening to?
Yeah, I got it up.
Oh, then that could be it. Because, well, let's do an experiment. Let's do an experiment. Let me change the song, and if we still hear it,
Yes, that's
then
it.
yeah. So
I'm gonna change the song to X-Files theme tune on the loop.
yeah.
On
So
my head.
let me.
Did you hear that?
What the?
There it was again.
No, I didn't hear it.
Okay, I heard it that time.
Well, a
you
plane
didn't.
just passed by my house. I heard that.
God, bloody tech issues.
Are you sure it's not you?
No, I'm convinced it's not me.
Well, I didn't hear it that time. So,
Anyway.
I'm just gonna put it onto a song I know well, so that.
Yeah.
All right, let me. You know what I'm gonna change it to? I'm gonna change it to Remorse, cause I know that song really well. And I'm gonna lower it a bit so if we hear that noise again, I'm gonna catch it. All right.
Yeah.
Cause I've done 3 once-overs on my room. There is nothing here that would make that sound.
I mean, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning over here. Everything's.
There's nothing like that's a pretty mammalian sound, or it's like metal on metal. So, and there's like, unless it's my foot accidentally rubbing up against something, which at this point it is not because I'm sitting on both of them. Like, I don't know what it is. Alright.
This shit didn't have the right kind of cadence or rhythm. Like one of those YouTube cats. What the fuck it sounded like it was outside the door. So now I'm in full terror mode. We keep yelling out.
Oh, that's me. Who is it? Stop fucking around, man.
And it just keeps saying.
N.
Or.
Let me the fuck in.
For almost 15 minutes. It sounded like this.
http://www.youtube.com/watch?v QFF 9V27WEAW hyperlink. Sorry.
I mean, I'm just gonna post this.
It was part of the story. What is that even? Like, where does that lead to?
It's a cat that talks.
Oh, like, for example, here's a cat that talks. Okay, cool. Wait, hold on. Are you continuing to read, or is it me again?
Continue to read.
What did you say?
Continue to read.
Oh, but first I should reassure Sassy Farm Tech. We're having spooky story night because Wolfie is lazy. We're reading about the Goatman. So, I swear we're not doing rituals. Although there is this unexplained dog whining noise. That, well, it's unexplained. So.
Oh, good lord. My daughter just walked in and scared the fuck out of me.
Tenchi's jumpy.
Oh, I was jumpy after that because I was hearing this like walking footsteps to my door, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And then all of a sudden, my door just goes. Oh, my good fucking lord!
Is she good?
Yeah, she's good. Oh dear. Oh dear. She just wanted to get some water, and I was just like, "Yeah, just grab some water."
We found the Goatman.
It's the Goatman. Although, come to think of it, if she had a nightmare, it might have actually been her that was making it.
Yeah, but she just wanted water, so that's not it.
She just wanted to be water. Get some fertilizer.
Alright. It sounded like this almost, just not funny. Sorry for being on a tangent, but you can't imagine how this shit sounded, then you can't imagine how fucked up this whole situation was. So then the smell goes away for a while. And for the next hour or so, you can hear someone basically creeping around in the woods and shit. Yes, it's a video for a talking cat. It's what this thing apparently sounds like. Because reasons.
Because reasons, it just sounds like a funny talking cat. Fuck it. It was a redneck, and they were just squeezing a cat.
Fucked up. So then the smell goes away for a while. And for the next hour or so, you can hear someone basically creeping around in the woods and shit. Every couple minutes, it'll come back to the door and say something. Finally, when the smell fades away, it's around 2 in the morning right now. Reese says,
Man, fuck this.
and opens the door and walks outside with his rifle. 2 in the morning decisions. Ooh.
2 in the morning, redneck decision.
He fires a shot into the air and says something to the effect of,
In the name of Jesus Christ, go away.
He fires
With
2
a
more...
gun.
With a gun. It's one of the most American sentences of all time.
It's yeehaw. It's yeehaw Jesus. It's not normal regular Jesus. It's yeehaw.
Yup. He fires 2 or more times, and then from the woods right up against the river across the trailer, it sounds like something slowly gibbering and hooting. Slowly gibbering?
Yeah.
Weird verb choice there. The best Jesus, in my opinion? Oh, for sure.
Texas Jesus.
Texas Jesus, best Jesus. Then it starts screaming, and it sounds almost like a woman and a cat in a bag screaming together. Okay, the fact that you know what a cat in a bag screaming sounds like is worth noting.
Not just a cat in a bag, a woman and a cat in a bag.
A woman and a cat. I want to know that story.
I want to know his stories, man.
Like, I have seriously never heard any shit like this. You can...
Yeah, that's believable.
And you can hear the brush over the way... And you can hear... Oh! And you can hear the brush over that way starting to shake. Reese fires over into the tree line. Over into? Okay. Over into the tree line and starts backing into the house. House? I guess
What
cabin.
the fuck is a house?
Trailer? Cabin? I'm losing track of structures
Back in the
here.
homestead.
Plot twist, the narrator's the Goatman. I mean, I'm starting to think it.
I mean, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, no. We lock the door and we can hear this shit keening and... Keening?
The fuck is keening?
Pause everything. I'm looking it up.
Google keening.
Keening. The action of wailing in grief for a dead person. Huh? There's a word for that?
The fuck? Huh?
Keening is a traditional form of the vocal lament for the dead.
Nice.
The more
I knew I
you
haven't-
know.
You're right. The more you know.
Okay. I don't know if they wanted the word keening, though. I feel like they, looked up synonyms for screaming, and keening came up.
It really does feel like they just did that for a lot.
Because that's a pretty specific word. Like, I would have used shriek, screech, wail, yowl,
Lupine Reed.
lupine ree. I mean, okay. There's at least 2 places in the matriarch where I wish I had known that word, but, I don't think you wanted to use it here, creepypasta author, dude. Reese says it's something that had come out of the bushes, super low to the ground and crawling toward the cabin. He had shot at it. Pretty much that's how the rest of the night went. It was literally screaming constantly for the next 2 hours, and we could hear shit moving out into the tree line. But it never came back up to the cabin until everyone had finally fallen asleep. Tan had been sitting in the chair, watching the door with his rifle. No one else heard or saw this, and he told me 2 days later, after the whole thing was over. Wait a second. Wait. So... Wait. Huh? No one else heard or saw this, and he told me 2 days later after the whole thing was over. But you
the
described...
next thing.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Continue reading, Wolfie. He said he'd been nodding off after the screaming and noises finally stopped. And he had been almost asleep when he saw someone come out of the bathroom and then lay down in the middle of the floor and go to sleep. He just assumed it was one of us and he nodded off. Then he said he kind of realized something was wrong, and while pretending to be sleeping, he counted us. There were 9 people in the cabin. He basically didn't want to try shooting at the fucking thing in the cabin and have it kill us all then and there. Or have Reese wake up and start shooting and then we all kill ourselves. So he just stayed awake all night, pretending to be asleep. He said sometimes he'd stand up and kind of do this weird jittery thing. Or heave like it was laughing. But then lay back down. The story closes pretty weak because from my perspective nothing happened. We woke up and I noticed that Tan was a little jittery and he was avoiding looking at all of us. But we ate some breakfast, packed up, and started walking to his house. He stayed last in the cabin and he said he'd lock up and bring me to my uncle's keys. To just start walking and he'd catch up. Which I didn't really want to fucking do. We got a little bit up the path and when he came running up, we basically just jogged back to his house. His cousin took us home. There was a window in the bathroom. Tan had gone back to lock up and looked in there. We were too stupid to lock a screenless window. Window was fucking up when we went in there. I'm guessing he'd been doing that all along, waiting for us to fall asleep or slip up and then getting in among us. Walked with us all the way goddamn back to his house. Then he sort of lagged to the back of the group and looked him dead in the eyes before walking into the woods. Almost completely unrelated, but Wolfie, have you ever played the indie RPG game Skinwalker? No, should I?
Ooh, let me look at that.
That might be a nice, like, October game, because I might suspend things a bit for October and, like, get into the spooky mood. That was cool. I kind of want to read another one.
Yeah, right? That was really cool.
I see the Russian sleep experiment, which seems relevant. It's a free download? No, do not do that one.
That one's maybe terms of service-y.
Ooh, okay. Terms of service-y. It's a free download and you like its simplicity. Nice. Why? What's wrong with it?
Was that it? Sassy Farm Tech, is that the one? If not, could I have a link? There is the Rake. That one. Actually, no, that one's crap. Ben Drown. That's fucking way too. Good Christ.
Good Christ, indeed.
That's what the wiki recommends.
Well, yeah, I was looking at the sidebar for that, and I was just like,
Yeah.
That's it? Okay, sweet. Tenchi'll,
Awesome. I'll
Yeah.
give that link to Wolfie right now.
yeah. And
There
I'll download it. I'll actually pin it and download it when time comes for it. I think that's a good idea. Hell to Hollywood. No, that's not it. Actually, I can read my old story, because I wrote a creepy story. I read it every year on Halloween.
Yeah, bring it out.
Yeah, you want to hear it? Yeah, because I don't think you've been here for it, Tenchi.
Yeah.
Alright, so let me go find it. It's fairly quick, but it gives some nice spooks. Oh, that's perfect for a quick little stream. Yeah, no, totally will do that. Like, as the weather gets colder and the spooks start becoming relevant in the Twitch world. Alright, so let me Let me go find it. Yeah, so I'm gonna read something that I wrote. I mean, I'm not super good at writing. And I'll put the link in the chat.
I mean, I disagree, but okay.
Yeah, hold on. Is there like a creepy cyberpunk thing I can put on? Because this one's a,
Ooh. Let me...
Actually, you know what might work? A particular song from the, Hotline Miami soundtrack might actually do the trick.
If not, I got some dark synthwave.
Oh yeah. Hotline Miami 2 Run. I love the hell out of this song. Alright, yeah, we're gonna listen to this. And I'm gonna change the background so it's a little bit more appropriate for the story. Because I like this atmospheric stuff.
I am going to put a link to that thing anyway, because I know that you...
Hell yeah. God, where is it? Ah, there it is. My Matrix, thingy. Here we go. Thank you, Tenchi. Oh, you gave this to me. Hell yeah. Okay, cool. That's showing up on stream. Awesome. That all adds up. Do. Yeah, I'm just making sure everything's good. Alright. I actually want you to read this, Tenchi. Do you have the link?
Ooh, yes.
It's the last thing I put in chat.
Sounds neat. Oh, fuck you, sign in to confirm your age.
Oh, yeah, I have it age blocked.
Is
My
there any
bad.
chance you could unlimit that for like 2 seconds?
I don't know how. I think it's the thing
Okay.
where it's like on submission.
Oh, right, on submission. I'll just make an account.
Oh, it wants you to make an account?
Yeah, I have to sign in to...
Wait a second. There might be a way for me to get around that. Hold on. Edit with Stash Writer. Yeah, there we go. I'm not gonna give... Okay, done? If I click done, is it gonna go straight back to... Yeah, well, shit. Wait, that link? What about that link?
Oh, sorry, that was the dark cyberpunk, in case anybody else wanted.
Oh, okay, sweet.
And I accidentally copy-pasted the little...
The
little
meow, yeah, I see it.
cat that was going...
Let's see. Yeah, I have no idea how to give this to you without you making an account. Hold on. Well, this would require you to sign in as me, so that won't work. You've officially hacked into the mainstream and you can now see the story. Hell yeah!
That reminds me of that meme of the Matrix where the guy is saying, "Oh, I don't even see the code anymore. I see, brunette." Red. And there's this like a really funny meme where the guy is there and he says, "I don't even see the Matrix anymore. I see neckbeard, weeaboo."
No, I just sent you the same shit twice. God damn it. You can't get in, huh? Fuck.
I can make an account quickly. It will take like 2 seconds.
Yeah, okay, no problem. I'm sorry. I thought it was public. Lupine Re. Oh, yeah, I definitely have it flagged as mature content. That's why. God damn it. It's very quick? Okay, cool. Just, like, put yourself to be, like, 99. You won't get locked for anything. You might make people suspicious, but... Like...
I'm a vampire.
I mean, yeah. You give really good hugs, though. And... Yeah, I'm not gonna follow that train of thought any further than I took it. At least not at the moment. Yeah, but I actually wrote this as a revenge piece. I was very angry about certain shit that I had to go through, and this was kind of a rant piece that I wrote at the time, in order to express, like, kind of just my rancor and just wrath. And so I made this. And it actually aged really nicely. It still really gets the point across even after all this time, but it also makes such a great story. Like, it makes such a great little spooky story. It's not very long. It's very short. I'm stalling for Tenchi. Tenchi, are you alive?
I am. It froze. I don't know what to do.
Can you try to refresh the page?
It says it's loaded. Ah, there we go.
Hey,
I'm in.
You're in.
I have to log in? No, I have to verify my email before I can see it.
Waiting music. Da na na. Da 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 do do do. Welcome to What with Wolfie and Tenchi.
Hell yeah.
Story time with Bork and RadDad.
I reject that username.
I reject it too. I don't want to be known as Bork for the rest of my life.
There we go.
Hey.
Now I just have to refresh.
Hey.
There we go. How do you pronounce that? Would that be Saya?
It's everything I write has Asian pronunciation, so it's Saya. Yeah.
Obviously, it would be the A there. The A sound. Cool.
We're in. Floofy, Boofer, and RadDad. Jesus Christ, Mary, Joseph, and John.
It's not a novel idea that anybody suffering from loneliness, IRL, will often seek out company on the internet. A vast sea of people funneled by interests, even to some extent personality. The world on the web has been rapidly become almost as complex as the world around it, forming cultures and communities, with small tribes that feud and large fan bases that rally together. Now in the quiet of this black, cold night, it's natural to wonder if the internet is developing its own ghosts and monsters too. It's hard to live in a place that no one understands you. I was never great at making friends around me. Classmates, workers, random strangers that drift past you before you even process them. They all seem unreachable, uninteresting to me. However, in the late night chats with strangers on online chat rooms and forums, I found something. Instead of the monotony and the nothingness of the real world, I felt a drive. There was something exhilarating about the anonymity.
It's just a stupid word in English. Sorry.
I found fulfillment beyond anything I could imagine, seeking in those physically near me. Pleasures outside any degree of prosperity that would have been tolerated by the boring mainstream culture surrounding my bedroom. But more so, those connections would form and break quickly, just becoming a blur of experiences, instant gratifications. Then when there was Saya. I met her around 4 in the morning on a weekend. In the chat of an odd, disjointed stream of a strange and obscure game I've either since forgotten or blocked out of my memory. The chat was vast from empty, maybe a couple hundred reviews, but Saya stood out to me. A few playful remarks on each other in public chat that led us into private messaging. My God. She was electrifying, radiant even. Cold in her speech with a slicing sense of sarcasm, a biting sense of humor. She spoke in riddles and mysteries, making me work for any small droplet of information, and yet managed to keep me from trying. Keep me rolling the dice with all the words I could say, trying to gamble in the rigged game of trying to get her more of her. Found out quite a bit after hours of trying, after coming back to the little chat box of private messages night after night, between boring, dull, and insipid, worthless day. Burning the pale purple of her text and username into the back of my head when I closed my eyes because I'd spent so long staring at her. She was 5 feet 6 inches tall. She lived somewhere with heavy snowfall in the winter and mid-summers, in the Mountain Standard Time Zone. She was a Sagittarius, switching tones, in my opinion, rapidly from seductive to empathetic, to cold to fiery to mischievous, sometimes blending them all to the point where you wouldn't even really know how she felt when she was saying something. Well, rather typing something, I suppose. But over time I started to hear her voice in my head as I read her words. Soft, silky voice, laden with the same enigma that surrounded her whole entire personality, really. During the day I was growing distracted, and during the night I had no rest. Even while I slept, I was still puzzling over her. She was 23 years old. She was a dancer, once, but she no longer performed. She used to do quite a lot of painting when she was younger, but those works were lost to time. That meant her father threw them in the fire. She once liked jazz, but now she was more into the electronic music. When I asked her which artists, she named the artists, and I recalled being popular a couple of years ago. When I named more recently popular artists, she seemed not to recognize their names at all. She said as if we were ever trying to find each other in person, she'd gladly make it out to me, the tune of it though. Before I could get more about that, I was lost in the sexual hallucination of imagining all the little details of her body as she described it many times before. I to uncover the tantalizing detail at the agonizingly yet alluring slow pace she was revealing such information. The other girls I'd been talking to started feeling ignored. Their usually interesting and satisfying banter just became boring to me. I could only think of Saya. She started asking me if I cared about her at all, what I was to her. Asked if I'd tear her to pieces if we met. I swore I wouldn't. I conveyed in cold characters what I'd said in tender whispers. I'd never been more fascinated with somebody in my life. She said she was unclean. I asked what she meant. She went offline. I was thrown into a stormy and torturous sleep of tossing and turning, seeing what my imagination forged of her image from her description, flicking and flitting around in the shadows. I started entirely missing tasks at work. My mother called, said I haven't given her an update about how I'd been in 2 months. I was disturbed by this change in me, but I somehow didn't care. Saya. Our chats had been growing more and more heated and passionate now, but lots of details at the time. Her response time seemed to vary more than it had ever done before. There were pauses. I longed to hear her, really, this time. I'd asked if she had any mic of any kind. She told me she had once, and if I played my cards right, she'd go find it again. Crimson, golden brown, emerald leaves started falling, and for the first time in my life, I didn't give a shit. Say it. She asked me how I felt about women who'd been defiled. I asked what she meant. She said some deep part of me probably knew. She was right. I slept again and saw her pain and black scars all over the areas I'd imagined pristine, somehow making her even more tempting. I felt sick with myself. But she laughed and really didn't seem to care. She said I'd have enjoyed her screaming nonetheless. cold feeling in my stomach didn't dissipate for days. I started scanning for her to come online during the day, and she never did. So as the sun was up, and every idle moment, I'd replay all the things we'd said through my head over and over and over again, trying to find patterns, trying to find a way into what? I really wasn't sure. Chilly October winds, once a favourite of mine to walk in, became annoying to me. While everything was a waste of my time except Saya. I remember the date, despite all the rest of time being condemned to a blur. It was the 27th of October. I felt energized during the day for the first time in a long while. I started talking to strangers, started to focus on work. I even called my mother. Saya was on my mind through it all. But I cherished this sunny day for some reason, not quite so fast rushing into the night as I would have normally. Maybe some part of me felt like maybe this would be my last day. I sat down on my desk and I logged on and immediately opened the conversation with Saya, and this is the only conversation I remember in any sort of detail. Other than that, it's just been fragments. Little all over my mind, like shattered glass, or shards burying into the flesh of my brain. We opened with the usual pleasantries, accusing each other. Always her vague responses. Then things turned serious. How would you... Sorry, go ahead.
You don't mind?
Yeah, please.
How would you like to spend forever with me?
She asked me, but this time I really heard the echoes of her voice resonating through my head, as though all I could receive were typed words on the screen. I took a deep breath and I told myself that, but I could still hear her voice, just soft with a rasp. Inexplicable. I hesitated, trying to find a good answer to the question.
Well,
I don't know. I murmured to myself as I typed the same words. We still have a lot of time to get to know.
well, I know enough. I want to stay with you.
Her voice was more present in my head. I looked away from the screen, trying to straighten myself out. It's impossible. You can't hear her. I don't even know where to find you, I explained. How would we even find each other?
I've already found you. That's all we need.
Loud and clear. Even the rational part of me couldn't dispute it. I could hear her. What do you mean you've already found me? You're creeping me out, Saya. I take a deep breath and I pause and I write, also, why can I hear you?
All I needed was your username.
She chuckled.
Besides, even if you looked, you're never gonna find me. Not where you'd know how to search.
A pause. Saya, I'm being serious.
I've been dead for 3 years.
Her voice was deadpan. All of the blood ran cold suddenly. All of the colour in the world seemed to run out of the window's pale light. Except for that, purple using me.
I left on my own terms. That's all I ever was, on my own terms. No one understands. They don't even understand what they all did. But you understand, don't you?
I could hear the smile in her voice now.
You're gonna stay with me forever, right?
It's not funny, Saya. If you're joking around like that, you should get some help. I closed my eyes after hitting enter and telling myself this was all a prank in poor taste. 'Tis the season for stupid jokes, right?
I found help. I found you.
I heard her voice. My eyes were closed. Not a prank. My eyes flew open and my hands flew from my face back to the keyboard, and I read the type that was normally white on the black background in blood red. What's happening?
Oh, come on. don't you want to get to know me more intimately? You've been saying that for so long.
What are you?
I'm Saya.
No, what are you? Suddenly all the power went out of the apartment. Every light off. Every battery-powered device switched to darkness. My alarm clock blinked to 0000. My computer turned itself back on, but it was just a full screen, just the chat box with Sarah and I. Her text was blood red, apart from the pale purple username.
You know what a ghost is, right?
She asked, a chuckle echoing in my head.
Well, imagine if those existed on the internet. If someone, while living, was so emotionally tied to a place built on the web. A place where she was defiled, tortured, and yet a place where she belonged.
How are you doing this? I screamed at the screen. How are you doing this? Forgetting to type, but well, I guess she heard me anyway. Because she started typing in response, those 3 dots pulsating.
Those few who know I exist describe me like a virus, jumping from one host to the next, perpetuating myself. But I prefer to think of myself as just very lonely, looking for a warm place to spend my time stuck on Earth. And you've been so warm and inviting.
What the hell do you want from me? I hissed through my teeth. My computer made me angry beeping sound. My alarm clock went dark, and it all revived again, reading 9999 in vermilion red. A change from the former soothing.
I'm going to rip out your soul and occupy the space that's left behind.
She groaned.
And it's too late to stop me.
Immediately, I felt like there was a pulse of electricity running through my hand, up my arm, straight into my chest. I yanked my body away from the machine, and I felt a strange emptiness, a void, seeping into my consciousness. Not hot, not cold, not pain or comfort, just oblivion. I have no idea how I was able to do this, but I got up. In all the shock, stumbled out of my apartment. I didn't even bother locking it behind me. I just ran down the stairs in a feverish scramble as parts of my vision started to flicker and glitch like an old security camera. I rushed through the apartment lobby and tripped. I fell straight into the fountain. Couldn't breathe for a moment, and not realizing I hit water, and I felt something scream and recoil inside of me, and then I was aware of pain, searing pain in my shoulder, knee, head, where my body had met the tile and concrete of the fountain. I reared up my head, opened my eyes. I saw my nose running blood into the once pristine water, my soaked clothes. I was dizzy with panic. Security personnel, eyebrows raised, helped me out of the fountain and then into an ambulance where they kept me overnight and psychologically evaluated me. Apparently I'd been talking nonsense. When I re-entered my apartment, it was like nothing had ever happened. I never revisited the site I found Saya. I started to reconnect with my families and friends, the people I hadn't spoken to in years. I received more positive chats and trying to feel normal again. But it's hard to feel normal again when you feel something inside of you just barely hanging on by a thread. My soul, and Saya had almost torn it straight out. I now live my life in a state of semi-emptiness, trying to stay where I am, trying to be in every moment. And it feels like I'm always a breath away from slipping away. I know you may not believe my story, but please take my warning. Beware the monsters on the internet. Both the supernatural and, unfortunately, natural kind. Beware, Saya.
You did so well with that. You did so well with that. That makes me... I'm so happy. Yeah, I wrote that, I wrote that in sometime in October 2 years ago. in response to some harassment I'd been going through. And like, I originally had it in the perspective of the ghost, but I switched it because it made for a better read.
It really does. That was fun as hell to read.
Oh yeah, it's I want to write more like this, and you see parts of the matriarch that are kind of written in this like style. But this was a blast to write, and it's always a blast to see read again. You did so well. That was such good voice acting. Yeah.
I hope you didn't mind that I in my head I tried to be that person, and
no,
I
it
changed.
came out so well. It came out so well. You kept like the meaning of everything.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good. That makes me happy. But I think we're gonna call it here. We're gonna do more story time for sure.
Oh, for sure.
This was a
fun
blast. This was so much fun. We are so doing more of this. I hope you guys liked it. Yeah, but we should be back to our like regular scheduled programs. Like we might do a proper what stream tomorrow, or I might do Hotline. I'm still deciding. I'm easing myself back into streaming. We're definitely opening up the Stardew server on Saturday, so that'll be work. What Fun Guides will be back for sure. Oh, Carolina Haunter, thank you so much. We have a Discord if you like, where like we hang out and we have like announcements and oh, you beat me to it. Best mod. Yeah, so there's plenty. Loved it. Never not up for spooks. Oh yeah. You're gonna have a blast in October. We're gonna be doing so much of that shit for sure. Or like literally any excuse we get.
We'll do some like spooky games maybe as well.
Oh yeah, that would be fun. Spooky games, spooky stories. Oh, for sure. For sure. But can't wait. I'm all about October. Oh, Sam. It's like my favorite holiday. October, my favorite holiday. My favorite month, rather.
Good Christian boy Tenchi endorses Halloween.
Good Christian boy Tenchi, indeed. You were the one who was begging me for the satanic, frickin' wallpaper before.
Listen. You right.
Alright, let's throw y'all to another streamer for now. Russ is streaming. It got me here, the picture. Oh hell yeah. Oh yeah, you'll like it here for sure. Also recommend the Strange Man series and anything by Uri-chan. We'll definitely look into it. Oh, this is a blast.
I'm gonna copy that.
In the meantime, do not eat or drink any questionable substances. Make smart decisions. Do not die. Dying is absolutely forbidden, and I will see all of you wonderful people at a later time. Take care, guys. Goodbye!
Bye!